welcome Dee from Nature by Day, and Dee is a jeweler. Hi Dee.
Hi Sarah, nice to meet
It's
you.
really lovely to chat to you and find out a bit more about you and a bit more about your beautiful jewellery. So, can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and about your shop and your product?
Yes, my name's Dee. I live in the Hereford-Shropshire border. I'm right on the border, with my husband Ken, who's Scottish, and my little rescue dog. And I've been making jewellery for about 4.5 years since I left a big job in London. My twin sister bought me a metal clay clasp for Christmas, and I was hooked instantly. I used to make jewellery as a teenager, beading and all that kind of thing. So I've always loved jewellery. I never leave the house without jewellery on. Feel naked.
Yeah,
So
a bit like that nail varnish.
So when I found metal clay, I just loved it. It's the silver comes in clay form, so you can basically mold it and make it and carve it into whatever you like you would with normal clay, but obviously on a smaller scale. You then fire it, and then you're left with 99.9% pure silver. So it's a gorgeous white silver. There's no copper added to it or nickel. So
Yeah,
anyone
no
who's
impurities.
yeah, there's nothing in it. So anyone who's allergic to some metals wouldn't be allergic to this because there's nothing added. It's also recycled, which is another thing which is really good about it. It's all made from reclaimed silver, so there's no mining involved, and it's reclaiming it from things like X-rays, car windscreens with the little bits of silver that run through, that sort of thing. So it really is making use of human waste that otherwise would just go.
Well, I never knew that. Oh,
Yeah.
so you learn something new every day, don't you? And also, I must tell our viewers that you've done a wonderful video that actually shows you making the product. So I will direct people to that at the end of this.
Oh,
They can
thank
actually
you.
see how
It's
you
all
do
a bit
it.
speeded up, so, but yeah, no, it's fun.
And your shop name, Nature by Day, tells us you're very inspired by nature and you do a lot of seashells. So how did that come about? How did it come about that you really thought, seashells are the perfect thing for jewellery?
Oh, right. Well, I've been very lucky and I've travelled a lot. And I've been to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. I have been very lucky. I was a backpacker for 2.5 years, so I literally did live on beaches. I collected a lot of seashells, which is a little bit naughty these days. You're supposed to leave them where you find them. But I have an amazing collection of beautiful shells, and shells have, like crystals, they have, some people believe they have healing powers, but they all have symbolization, and also are really good for the female energy. So they can help you draw the things you most desire into your life. Even an image of a seashell gives you a bit of positive energy. They also have symbolization, some really beautiful symbolization and stories.
So do
Like,
you talk about their symbolization when you're selling the product as well?
I do. Like this Cadita clamshell, for example.
Very good.
This is a pear, so I've got the other half of that. So in ancient times, before photography, before even people used to do little sketches or cut out the little pictures of each other, make them. So imagine a sailor, a young sailor who's got a sweetheart and they're to be married, and they're going off. He's got to go off on some big voyage across the flat sea, the flat world. They would together go and find a pair of shells, so say a pair of clam shells, and they would each keep one half of those shells because those shells are unique. They fit together like no other two clam shells, and they'd both keep them close to their heart, like a keepsake, like a photograph would nowadays, until they were reunited, and then the shells would be reunited. And if they ever got married, then they would engrave the shells would be engraved on the inside, and then they would be glued together, stuck back together, and then kept for them as their sort of talisman for their marriage, to keep them safe and together.
Oh, that is so nice.
I know, it's really romantic, isn't it?
It is. Oh, golly gosh. I've learned so much today. Oh, how interesting. Oh,
So
yeah, I can see why you're into shells. Yeah.
clams and cockle shells are symbols of love and friendship. So yeah, that's where that comes from. And they've all got things. Yeah.
Like that. Oh, you could go on telling stories. Yeah.
Waffle when I get on one.
I never got all day. Do you take on custom orders as well, or not?
Yes, I do. I can tweak whatever I've got in my shop as well, like put different chains on and things. But I do commissions. So if you found shell on your honeymoon, for example, and you wanted it a silver version, I can turn it into silver, take a mold, and then make the shell into silver. I've done some most romantic story is I had a guy who, when he went on his first date with his now wife, they had a bowl of mule mariniere, so mussel shells.
Yeah.
Kept one of those shells, and then he got me to make it. So about 3 years after they'd met, their first date, he got me to make the mussel shell he'd kept into a necklace for her for when he proposed. I know.
You'll have me tearing up. Oh, golly gosh. See, this is fabulous, being able to talk to you and find out so much more about your jewellery. You know, it's lovely to have all those stories. And so you told us how you started, really. You got a kit, and that was like the wow moment.
Bought me a day with a lady who works in metal plate. So she bought me a day with this lady, basically, and that was it. And then I was hooked. Yeah, and then I joined the London School of Jewellery, and basically it's gone from there. I've learnt my skills and made my own way of doing things. And yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Love it. Yeah, it sounds it. So when you start your working day, how do you start your day? What's the first thing you do?
Well, first thing I do is give my little rescue girl a big cuddle while the kettle's on. She has her breakfast. And then a strong cup of coffee. If it's sunny, I'll sit outside and go through my Etsy shop, make sure there's no orders or messages. Instagram, Facebook, emails the same. Make sure haven't got and missed anything during the night, because orders come in from all over the world and people asking questions. So I like to get back to people as soon as I can. So that's the first thing I do in the morning. Make sure I haven't missed anyone. Get back to them.
Yeah, we're all a bit like that. And what do you think is the best thing about running your own business? What do you say?
I think, well, I've worked in luxury retail for over 25 years. It was where my main career was. So my way of looking at retail and selling is helping people. It's not about a hard sell, it's about helping people solve a problem. And I think working for myself and being able to sell my own creations is just amazing. You've got the freedom of working for yourself. You've also got the freedom of worrying about the bills if you're not getting any sales. But it's about helping people, really, solving a problem. Somebody's got a gift, they don't know what to buy. So yeah, that's the best thing. And just when I get a message back or review saying how happy somebody is, that's just brilliant. It's the best thing in the world.
Yeah. And you have some fabulous reviews. I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I get lots of lovely comments.
Yeah, I'm not surprised now I've heard all these lovely stories. So if there were 3 tools in your workshop that you just couldn't do without, they would be the 3 you would save if there was a calamity, what would they be? What would they be?
Probably my rotary tool, which is basically a drill with a flex wire on it. And then put all my different polishing pads on it, which are only tiny, they're about this big. I polish everything by hand. There's 6 different stages. So without that, without this little thing that I can get into all the nooks and crannies with and get a really lovely professional finish, I would, yeah. No. Just thinking that. My kiln. My kiln is my absolute pride and joy. Without that, you can blowtorch the metal clay and sinter it that way. But with a kiln, you know that you're getting the best professional sintering and making sure that it's really strong, and it is absolutely perfect. So that, and then my little rubber block, which is about this big. It's just rubber. It's not very square anymore, and because everything's so small, you can rest things on it, and my files are about this big, so it's all very, and you can get a bit closer to
all very intricate and delicate. Do you have to wear glasses when you're doing
I have a magnifying mirror, not a magnifying lamp, which I look through. I do wear contacts, and my contacts aren't great for close up. No. So I also wear reading glasses if I haven't got my magnifying light. Yeah, no, it's got a very good magnifying bit. Couldn't live without it as well.
And what made you decide to take part in this event with the Hereford Etsy team and Etsy in general? What made you decide to take part?
I think it's about helping people again, really. I love being part of the Hereford Etsy team. When you work for yourself, it's a bit lonely, so it's like having a bunch of colleagues and people who you can chat to and ask questions to. But I think at the moment we're all, the whole world's in turmoil, and we've got to find new ways of connecting with people. We can't do our markets, we can't meet people in person. Most of my business is online, so this is a real way of connecting with people. Also doing something fab with a bunch of other amazing makers and supporting each other. That's what being a small business. I have to
say, it's a lovely team, and we have so many fabulous creative people, and they're all, like you say, sort of hiding away in their studios or their little workshops, and it's a way like this, it's a way of finding out more about you. And I think it does help to know something about the person behind the product.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just being, we can all support each other, and promote each other. We have all us little small businesses have to stick together, and this is a new way of doing it, online. So why not give it a go?
This will be the way to go, won't it?
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this is we don't have to wear a mask to talk to each other.
No, exactly.
Hi. Oh, thank you, dear. It's been lovely. It's been fascinating hearing all about your business, and I love all those romantic stories. I could interview again and just hear about seashells and their romantic connotations and things. That's really been lovely talking to you. So thank you very much indeed. And I hope you have a wonderful event.
Thank you.
Sell lots of silver seashells to all those lovers out there.
Oh, thank you. No, it's been lovely. Thank you very much for interviewing me.
Yeah. That's all right. We're going now to talk to Nikki, who runs her business, Little Pencil Design. Hi, Nikki. Lovely to see you. Lovely to chat.
Hi.
You look.
Hi, Sarah.
You look gorgeous as always.
Thank you very much. Do you recognise the headband?
Yeah, I think I do. Right. Well, let's start by you telling us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your business, which would be wonderful.
Okay, well, I'm Nikki and I run Little Pencil Design, which is the home of cute and punny stationery. So I trained as a graphic designer, worked as a graphic designer, and decided that I wanted to do less corporate stuff and create cute things that I would look for and find in shops, and it would make me do this kind of face. And that's what I wanted to give to other people. So I set up Little Pencil Design. We make greetings cards, we make stickers, we make lifestyle products and all kinds of things. And they're all featuring cute kawaii designs.
Oh, how long does it take you from getting an idea for something to inception and the finished product? And sort of describe your processes.
Depending on how busy I am with orders, I could do with another pair of hands, but it probably takes me about 2 months going from first of all sketching out what I want to do. I might have even written a note down in one of my notebooks or many planners. Then I'll sketch it out on my iPad, and then I'll eventually get around to inking it and colouring it in. Then it goes onto the computer. Then those designs are made, and then they're turned into stickers and different things like that. Depending on what I can do, it's either done in-house or it's sent to another UK small business. So probably about 2 months.
Yeah, it's quite a long process then. You always, when you buy a card or anything, you look at it and think, oh, that probably didn't take all that long. So yeah, I'm surprised. I can see how you're such a busy woman.
Yeah. Yeah, Valentine's Day is our worst. It's our best and our worst time of year.
So you've always got to work months in advance for a special time of year, haven't you? So
yeah,
yeah.
I'm currently working on Halloween, autumn/Halloween, and I'm also working on Christmas stuff already. And then come November, we will be printing out Valentine's Day cards, knowing in advance that we need to have those ready.
Oh, so no wonder you're a planner, girl. You have to plan really well. Yeah, I got you.
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah. Excuse me. Now, you designed your own very cute little character, Flump. He's got legions of followers. He appears on lots of your products. Yeah. How did he come into being? And I say he, is he a he? Or is he sort of...
He is a he. He's a little, I think, marshmallow, but he won't let me test it because every time I try, he screams. So he came about, I wanted to start doing digital products, which still hasn't happened. But I wanted to draw a cute character for myself, and it is very much me living vicariously through this little character. He is a he is only little, so he's only a baby to us. So
I had an idea for Flump and he appeared.
I had an idea and I drew him on the way to Japan on the aeroplane. I switched him up, and then I was in a lot over in Japan, and yeah, he's just taken on a little life of his own. He's literally here.
Oh, he's dead cute. Love him. Do you also take on custom work and you know, personalized orders and things like that?
Yes, I do a hell of a lot of business stickers for small businesses. So that's probably a third of what we do, and I love working with all different small businesses. I've worked with a number of the Etsy team as well, and then I'll do customized stickers, or I will do customized notebook covers, or whatever people want. Usually if I can do it, I will.
Oh, that's great. So if anybody wants stickers or anything personalized for their business, you're the lady to go to. Yeah. What do you
am
love
indeed.
most about, yeah, what do you love most about being an Etsy seller? And you're also co-captain of the Hereford Etsy team. So what are your thoughts about being an Etsy seller, and what do you love about being in the team?
The Etsy seller is a community. Just absolutely amazing. When I moved from Bristol back up to Hereford, and I was so worried about not having any creatives around me, and within 2 months I've got this whole bunch of people who have all become amazing friends, who all support each other, and we've managed to collaborate in so many different ways. And being on as an Etsy seller worldwide, it's a brilliant platform, but we have people from all over the UK and all over the world who want to help each other and get inspired. So
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
yeah, I know, it's great. And we sort of met through Etsy and then became friends and teammates and co-captains and all that sort of thing. So yeah,
it's been amazing.
Horizons.
It definitely has. Like, as you said, I can still remember going to my first ever Etsy meeting, and I was nervous as hell when I stayed on for a drink afterwards, and that's probably where we've stayed.
As I ever said.
And we've become firm friends. But I've also, we've done so many stuff with other members of our team, which is fantastic. Whether it's logos or whether it's stickers or whether it's getting the lovely buttons by Emma, who's left us to make Flump.
Yeah, that's right.
We do all of these things, so it's fantastic, and it's fantastic to have you as our leader to steer the ship.
Well, I enjoy it, and I enjoy all your company, and I love everybody's products. I mean, we just have some fabulous products. So if you had one piece of advice for anyone starting up, either their own business or on Etsy, what would it be?
Just go for it. That sounds terrible, isn't it? It's very cliche, but just jump in with both feet. You can spend a long time worrying and being concerned about it. With regards to being an Etsy seller, learn SEO, search engine optimization, and use eRank. It's brilliant. That's two major things that you want to get in straight away.
Because I think it's sometimes creative people, they want to set up their own business and they want to sell their product, but they have that mindset of, oh, I'm not good enough, my product's not good enough, imposter syndrome.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I have that. And when I released Flump, because he was my own character, I still don't believe I can draw. Can draw a round little marshmallow. But yeah, so it is big and scary, and it's very, for any creative, it's a personal thing that you've created. So to put it on display and see what people are saying about it, it's very scary. It's why I say just do it, jump in with both feet. You never know what over him.
He's become wildly successable. You have a lead of Flump followers and Flump friends. So yeah. Really, really good.
Yeah,
it's been lovely chatting to you, Nikki. I really have enjoyed it, and you've got a very colourful workshop there with your.
I have it.
Back. Yeah.
It's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's very much a working area, working studio.
Yeah, but that's the nice thing, isn't it? Having somewhere to work and get on and be creative.
Yeah, definitely. When I started, I was in a corner of my mother-in-law's kitchen. Now I need space.
Yeah, now you have space.
As you know, you've got to tidy it all up for when you're filming. So
right.
As you can see, tripods around the back.
Yeah, I've had to decamp to my dining room because my studio is too small. But there we are.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nikki. It's been lovely.
You are very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. going to welcome Libby Gardner, who is a jeweller and she runs her business, Libby Gardner Silver. Hi, Libby.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to meet you. Sarah, beg your pardon. Nice to meet you.
Sarah, and the other one's Sarah. Fancy having two captains that have got the same name, but say it differently. Never mind. It's lovely to chat to you and find out all about you. So what I'd like to do first of all is just tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and your shop and your jewellery. So,
okay. So I'm actually very new to Etsy. I only joined mid-February this year, and my silver is a hobby that just, like I think a lot of people, got completely out of control. And I actually only started selling maybe 2.5 years ago. So I'm a relative novice to this, but I'm loving it. I was selling at shows, but of course that's not happening anymore. I started late in life. I went to an adult education class and fell in love with working with silver. I'm not from an artistic or design background, so it was a bit of a revelation for me. And basically, I try to produce affordable handmade jewellery that's got a variety of elements and just across the board. I just want to sort of share my love of it.
Yeah. And you like wearing jewellery?
I do. I probably wear less jewellery now than I used to, which is a bit ironic actually.
Yeah. Well, a bit like me, I started making hats because I liked wearing hats, but I haven't got a hat on now. Never mind. So where do you find the inspiration for all your pieces? Does it come from anywhere and everywhere, or?
A little bit of that. It's an eclectic sort of mix. Quite largely nature-based, which I think a lot of people find inspiration from that. I do a lot of walking in Herefordshire and in the surrounding counties, and I do find myself looking at flowers, plants, leaves, stones even, and I like to look at the structure of something. And you know, nature is both simple and incredibly complex, and I often think, oh wow, I wonder what that would look like, and I have a go, and it comes from just a complete mixture, and I just have a go at whatever I think might work.
I think that's the best way sometimes, isn't it? And it's nice to keep a sort of be on the lookout all the time for inspiration.
Definitely, yeah.
I do that when I wander about in the garden. Do you? What's your favourite thing to make? What's your favourite thing?
Really hard. If I'm not making, I miss it. Sometimes when you're making, you think, "Ooh, why did I start this?" But basically, probably something that has quite a complex process to it. You know, different skill sets and a progression. I haven't got them on Etsy at the moment, but I make small boxes. I want to try and get some on for Christmas. They're quite high end. They're quite labour intensive, but they take a lot of skill set, and they're just really cute. The other thing I like is I do a very little bit of PMC work, precious metal clay work, mainly with leaves, and I enjoy that because it's quite therapeutic. There's a whole slow process to build up the clay and then fire it, so I quite like that.
Ah, do you have a workshop or a special area in your house? Or
no, I'm very lucky actually. I have a dedicated, very small outbuilding in the garden. It was a pig shed in the days when the house was probably a small holding, it's a very old house. And then it evolved into a children's sort of Wendy house playroom. And then it's become my little workshop, which my partner very kindly built me a jeweler's bench in. And he's just recently put in underfloor heating for me because it's very cold in the winter. It has a concrete floor. It's a wee bit too small. I have to do things like etching, and I have my kiln somewhere else. But it's very much my space. I call it my she cave, and I love it. I like the smell of it when I go in. It's my place. It's lovely.
It is nice to have your own little space, isn't it? And lock yourself away and be creative.
It's like a garden shed, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Do you sketch your designs before you do them, or do you just sort of leap in and give it a go?
Bit of the latter, really. I'm not good at art. I didn't even do art at school. Unfortunately, at 13, my art teacher told me she thought I'd never passed what was then O level, so I gave it up. And I never picked. I just didn't bother. It's weird. And as I said, when I went to college, I discovered I obviously had the need for some kind of creative outlet. So I find it easier to go from a design concept straight to actually playing in 3D. For me, that's simpler. The downside of that is that if you've got a commission, it's hard to explain to somebody what you're going to do. But my partner trained as a draftsman and actually is a qualified engineer. And he actually has done some blacksmithing in his youth. So he's brilliant. He can interpret what I'm trying to do and put it on paper for me.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah.
He's very supportive. He's very, very good. In fact, without him, I would never have got selling this far. So.
Oh, that's always good.
And the plus side of not really planning everything is that you get an evolve. You start something and it evolves. So you might end up with something quite a lot different, but you're pleased with the result. So
Yeah.
it is.
So what made you decide to choose to sell on Etsy? Had you looked around at other platforms, or you just...
I did. I looked at one of the very big ones and didn't like it, and I looked at a couple of other ones around. I knew of Etsy. I had bought not a lot, a couple of things on Etsy. When I was doing the shows, people were asking me where they could find me outside of doing the shows. I wanted to do my own website. Everybody seems to know of Etsy, and I know it's reliable, I know it's respected, and actually for me, I found it very easy. I still find it relatively easy to use. It's not a complicated platform to use, so it's worked quite well. I mean, it's early days for me. It's only 5-6 months in, but it's working for me. And a few people who've met me at shows have found me on Etsy and gone, "Oh wow, great! We know where you are." So it's worked.
Yeah, that's the thing for a small business, isn't it? Having somewhere that people can find you, and look at your product and that, and plan for their Christmas presents.
Well, I've definitely had a sale from a previous customer on Etsy, so that's quite.
That works good. So, what plans or aspirations do you have for the business in the future? Do you want to grow, or are you happy the way you are? Or
I'd like to grow a bit. I think I've done many things in life. I wouldn't want it to take over my life completely. It does in a funny sort of way, because I'm always thinking about it. I like to grow my client base, and I need to move maybe to. I'm only UK selling at the moment. I need to move to maybe some international selling, because why not? But slowly, Etsy will allow me to do that, I know. So I'll see how it goes. There's lots there. There's lots more design concepts I want to try to get out there as well. So it's just watch this space, really.
yeah, keep plugging away.
Yeah.
I know, difficult when you're a creative and you have all these ideas for things, and you think, oh, which one shall I do first? I have to do that. Yeah. Oh, well, it's been lovely talking to you, Libby. It's really interesting to hear how other people plan their products, what they do, and how they go about it. Now welcoming on our Meet the Maker, Vicky, Victoria Gregory, who runs Miss Gregory's. Hiya, Vicky. Lovely.
Hi.
On this lovely sunny day. Well, it was a minute ago. It's really nice to chat to you and find out all about your product and how you make it. So first off, if you tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and your products and your shop and everything, just before we sort of launch into more in-depth.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm Vicky, and my shop on Etsy is Miss Gregory's, and that's short for Miss Gregory's Gorgeous Gifts, which I've had to condense the title a little bit, but that's fine. I live in just over the border from Hereford in Wales, and on farmland. Sorry for me stumbling over my words, I'm a little bit nervous.
All right, that's all right.
I specialise in making little crocheted creatures called amigurumi. Yeah, that's my main project.
And how long have you been on Etsy?
I think I joined Etsy in 2012, but I wasn't very what's the word?
Prolific?
Yes. I used to make sock monkeys, so it was I've had a change of direction in my business since then, and yeah, I use Etsy all the time now, whereas before I didn't.
I have to ask, how do you say it? Amigurumi?
It's amigurumi. Amigurumi.
Amigurumi.
Amigurumi.
So where does that originate, and what is amigurumi?
Right, it's a Japanese term, and it means a crocheted or knitted doll. Typically, they're small. They have big heads and usually large eyes as well. So I've got like one of mine here.
Yes, show.
Oh, my screen's on. Funny.
Yeah, you're freezing a bit. No, don't worry. I can always. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. He's so lovely.
But technical difficulties.
No, don't worry about it. I've had those all day long. Oh, he's really sweet. He's really sweet. So when and where did you learn to crochet?
My nana taught me to crochet when I was little. I was knitting a big blanket and she taught me how to crochet a border all the way around the outside. And then I didn't touch a crochet hook again until probably about, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And I don't think I've stopped since. So I love it.
So it's a bit addictive once you get going.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah.
What for you is the best thing about selling on Etsy?
It's a ready-made audience. The people on there are looking for handmade. They're looking for products that have got character and are unique, and I fit right in. That's exactly where I need to be. Yeah,
because yours are unique. I notice it says that you design all your patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So how difficult is that, and how do you start? Where do you start? Do you have an idea for a creature, or where do you start with that? And is it a difficult process?
Well, it's not so much difficult as time consuming, really. I generally have an idea of roughly what I want to make, and then I'll have a look on Google, and I'll actually Google photographs of that particular animal just to get an idea of what features I want to include. And then I do a really, really rough sketch. And my sketches are awful. They don't look like what I have in my head at all.
I think that's like all of us.
But at least I've got something to be a bit of a guide for when I actually start to crochet them. And then it's a question of just starting. I crochet until it looks like what I want it to look like. There's a lot of undoing and redoing, and sometimes I have to scrap it all and start again. And I just carry on until it looks like what I have in my head.
Oh.
And there we are. That's my process.
Oh, so it's quite difficult, really, to get a finished product. It's not a swift, smooth process, I suppose.
No. So occasionally something will come off straight away, but other times it just doesn't work. I tried to make like a dachshund kind of dog once, and it's just like, what a waste of time that was. It just keeps overbalancing. It's like, oh, yeah, okay.
Steer clear.
Won't do that.
Steer clear of that. And where's your workspace? Do you have a dedicated workspace, or do you crochet wherever you are?
I do have a dedicated workspace. I'm really lucky. I've got a spare room in my house, and I use it for a workshop. I share it with my sons, but they do their homework in there as well. A bit of ironing goes on in there, but generally it's work, and I can leave everything out, and I can shut the door at the end of the day and go back to it the next day, which is brilliant. So lucky.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Because if your work space overspills into your sort of home space, it's hard to separate the two, isn't it?
It really is. I've done that in the past and it's so hard.
Yeah. And are you an organised maker then? Are you organised or?
Sometimes I'm organised. I'm organised as far as my paperwork is concerned. I can't bear having it hanging around, so I get it sorted immediately. So it's all tidy, it's out the way, and it's not hanging over me. So in that respect, I am organised, but my workroom is a tip at the moment. So in that respect, perhaps I'm not.
Do your little creatures sell to all types and ages of people? Do you find they appeal to everybody? Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, I have noticed, especially recently, actually, I get more adults buying for themselves than buying for children. People like to have them on their desks, and
I can imagine they would. And it's something to give you a smile, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Cheer you up.
Yeah, especially in these times.
Absolutely.
Do you ever do customized ones? If someone, I mean, I shall say, if someone comes for a duck sound, so I shall say no. But do you do customized ones and things?
Yeah,
like
quite
that?
Often. If someone wants me to make something in particular, I'll design something for them, and then it'll become part of my product range.
Oh, right.
I do a little wolf pup that started off as a commission.
Oh.
And I do a weasel, which actually started off as a ferret for somebody. So I morphed it slightly, but yeah.
Yeah. So how many animals do you stock really?
Oh, it's grown. Yeah. I don't know. Now you're asking.
Oh,
You got me on the hop there.
Oh, sorry. I suddenly thought I actually got this whole menagerie, you know.
But it's quite a few now. I do a dragon, a lion, a cat, dog, unicorn. What else? Dragon. Did I say dragon?
Yeah.
Wolf pup.
Yeah, I've seen you dragon.
Weasel, sorry. So that's about 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been fascinating. And I now know how to say amigurumi. Is that right?
Nearly. Amigurumi.
Amigurumi.
Yes. It's a tricky word. It's tricky.
So that I remember, because when I first sort of saw your product, I thought, how do you say that?
You can call them pocket toys or pocket animals.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as good. Oh, it's been really nice talking to you, Vicky.
Yeah, and you, Sarah.
Yeah. I know. I said earlier to another interviewee, it's a bit confusing having 2 Sarahs or Sarahs on the team, isn't it? Spelled the same.
Got me.
No, don't worry. No, it's been really nice talking to you, Vicky.
And you.
Lots of people come and look at your gorgeous, cute animals. Show us again, just so.
What have we got? We've got a unicorn here, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's so sweet. You got any others to show just before we go?
Well, I've got a new design which isn't actually on my Etsy shop yet. I've only got a prototype, but it's coming soon. Sneak peek for you.
Ooh.
I've redesigned my lion, so this is the new style lion.
Oh, it's so lovely. Oh, yeah, a little tail. You just want to stroke him all day, wouldn't you?
Cute.
You look very good on my desk. I might be on to you later. Right, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a fab event and a fab rest of the day.
Thank you, and you.
Right.